just want to talk to you a little bit about hair growth. Now, excuse me, I have been growing out my hair for about 2.5 years now, but I'm gonna say I haven't been serious about it until the last year, within the last year. So, within the last year is when I noticed the most hair growth and the fastest hair growth. So the tips I'm going to be sharing with you from the video is what has worked for me within the year. Now, I'm not going to go into every little detail about my hair routine and what products I use, because if I do it that way, then this will probably be like an hour video if I go into every detail about it. If you guys do have any questions about anything that I mentioned in this video and would like me to elaborate more in another video, please let me know in the comment box, and don't be afraid to ask me questions. I will get back to you. Hopefully you enjoy the video, and hopefully you guys learn a little bit something from my video about what has worked for me through my research and my trial and error. Okay, so before I get into the actual tips of it all, I just want to give you a little brief background about my journey and my hair since I was little. So for starters, I know genetics does play a part in how fast your hair grows and how long it goes. On average, everybody's hair can grow at least 1/2 inch to 1 inch every month or more, depending on your genetics and the health of your hair and how well you take care of it, and all other aspects play into it. So it's not only genetics, but genetics does help. So as a child, my hair always grew fairly fast until I started in high school. The damage started in high school. Well, before high school, I used to use gel and stuff, but I'm not going to say that was the real damage to my hair, because still my hair was pretty long and healthy, even though I was using gel, which I don't use anymore, for my curls. At the beginning of high school, when I first discovered the flat iron, I was instantly hooked, instantly addicted, flat ironing my hair from curly to straight every week, touching it up every day. So heat damage, heat damage, heat damage. I was young and didn't really understand how to take care of my hair and the damage the flat iron was doing to it. So then another factor that caused a lot of damage and for my hair to fall out was towards sophomore year, junior year, when I started gradually dyeing my hair blonde. Now, between the hair dye, because I didn't really notice the extent of my heat damage until September 2010, after high school graduation. I had a platinum phase and I was fed up of gradually dyeing my hair blonde and decided to just go all out and bleach it. Big mistake. Okay, my hair was fried and disgusting and literally was up to my shoulders. I'm gonna pull up 2 pictures, one from before I started all the heat damage and the dye, and one at the very end of the heat damage and dye when my hair was bleach blonde, so you can see really how much damage it caused to my hair and how important it is. This is going to be my #1 tip too, how important it is to keep your hair healthy. Okay, so here it is. Alright, so now you can see how disgusting my hair looked. The blonde hair didn't last long. December of 2010, I decided to go to my hairstylist, to a hairdresser around my neighborhood, and have my ends cut. And she advised me that my best option was to dye my hair back as close as possible to my natural hair color. So December 31st, 2010, I dyed my hair back to dark brown, and that's officially when my hair growing journey officially started. Tip 1, get rid of as much damage from your hair as you can possibly have, and try to get your hair as close as possible to its natural state. Now, this tip is really important, I think, because you want to try to start out your hair growing process on a clean state. Once the hair is damaged, there's really no bringing it back besides cutting it and just regrowing it out again. So this is why I think this tip should be the first tip that you start out with, the first step. Now, this is what I did, and this is what I was touching on briefly in the background that I was giving you. So immediately I dyed my hair back to a natural color, so I wouldn't have to dye it no more, the roots and everything, because chemically processing your hair, including hair dyes, relaxers, whatever it may be, does cause damage to your hair and may slow down the hair growing process. You want to try to keep your hair as healthy as possible and as natural as possible to have the fastest results, I believe. And this is what worked for me. Second, I cut some of my ends off, okay? If you're brave and bold and you're willing to have a pixie cut, go right ahead. Cut as much off, as much damage as possible. All the damage I had in my hair, I should have shaved it off, but even though it's little hair, I'm emotionally attached to it and I have like issues cutting it, so I just cut out some ends, and I still have a lot of ends to cut off. I don't know if you could really see, there's still some blonde left on the bottom that I haven't got rid of, but I decided I'm gonna let it grow down to a long enough length and then start cutting it off in the long run. But if you're brave, the best results I would tell you is cut off as much as possible. Cut off as much as you feel comfortable with, and the more the better, really. The more the damage you cut off in the beginning, the better. Your hair will instantly look a little bit more refreshed and a little bit more, I'm not going to say completely healthy, but it will look better. Now, cutting your hair is not going to help it grow faster, but it's going to help the health of your hair in the long run, making the process a little bit faster. But not because cutting your hair makes it grow faster. What happens is, when you have a lot of damaged dry ends and split ends, your hair breaks off. So whatever does grow back will break off from the ends, and it will be like you're still at the same spot. So I guess this is why people think their hair grows faster, but really what happens is when you keep your hair healthy, the ends healthy, what happens is it'll stop breaking off. So when it grows, it grows. You won't lose it. Tip 2, avoid heat damage as much as possible. Please, as much as possible. If you can drop it all together, please do. Now, this tip I really stress a lot because, to be honest, I haven't started following this tip until about 6 months ago religiously, where I just started going naturally curly. And to be honest, once I dropped the flat iron as much as possible is when I noticed the most hair growth. Okay, the flat iron burns dead ends off, so it stops the growth again, like I was talking about tip 1 about the ends. Flat ironing your hair all the time, or heat damage, whatever your heat utensil may be, instrument, whatever you want to call it, blow dryer, stay away as much as possible. Now, I haven't been completely flat iron free. What I have been doing though is going at least minimum 1 month curly straight. Then if I feel like straightening it, I'll allow myself to straighten it and leave it straight for only 1 week. Alright, during this week, now when I do straighten my hair, and what I recommend to you, if you are going to keep straightening your hair or using heat on your hair, try to use as little heat as humanly possible to get the desired style you're going to. For me, when I use heat, I use the flat iron to straighten my hair from curly to straight. Now what I'll do is do heatless curlers, which is put my hair in rollers, leave it for a couple of nights. I usually leave it overnight and sleep on it, which is really uncomfortable, but if you have the time to stay home, you stay home for a couple of hours till your hair fully dries in the rollers. And when you unroll them, you know, your hair's, if you have curly hair, it won't be as curly. Basically, mostly straighten your hair without using heat. Then what I'll do after that is I'll use the flat iron, but it's on a really low temperature. Now, since my hair is already mostly straightened from the heatless rollers I did the previous night, you don't need as much heat to straighten it no more because it's not as curly as it was before. But that's me using the flat iron. If you use a blow dryer, I recommend the blow dryer better because it's just not as direct as the flat iron, like literally burning it. Do the heatless curlers, then blow it out. Whatever pleases you. Avoid heat damage as much as possible. Please, please, please. You gotta keep your hair as healthy as possible for it to grow as fast as possible. Alright, so my last tip for you guys, and I know I have been repeating this all throughout the video, and you guys probably want to like shoot me by now, but it's really important to keep your hair healthy. Like, I can't stress it enough to you. Healthy hair equals faster growing hair, equals happier you, I guess. I mean, if that is what you want. But, so my last tip would be to just keep your body healthy overall. I mean, something else that has been working for me in the past year, I am going on, as well as a hair growing journey, I am also on a weight loss journey. And I noticed by eating clean and healthy, unprocessed foods, staying away from processed junk food and salt and everything bad for you, sodas, that my hair actually responded really good to the change as well. And just some of the things I do is eat, as I said, eat clean. I drink a gallon of water every day. I take fish oil pills 3 times a day. 1 pill 3 times a day. The brand that I'm using now is just regular drugstore brand, CVS brand. And another thing that I've been doing is always taking my multivitamin. I switched over to whole food natural multivitamins just because I did some research and I see supposedly it's better for you, but the ones I'm using are from Whole Foods and they're from Mega Food brand. Woman's One Daily. They come with 90 pills. So these are just some things that I've been doing that I really believe helped my hair growing process. Quick other tips that aren't like big categories. Do a deep conditioner treatment every week. The one I use, I tried a couple of different ones, but the one I use and I always go back to is the silicone mix. I don't have the bottle. No, I don't have the bottle here with me now because I just ran out. I have to restock, but I'll put up a picture. Okay, so that's how it looks like, and I'll put down the link down below to somewhere where you could buy it, because I buy it in my local beauty supply store. So what I started doing once a month is the avocado max, which is doing wonders for my hair. I really like it. I mean, the first time I did it, I made a mask out of avocado, coconut oil, and an egg yolk. And immediately when my hair dried without no product in it, it instantly felt so soft and silky and shiny, and I just fell in love. So that's something I am starting to incorporate once a month into my treatment, into my regimen. And also keep your scalp healthy. Along the way, throughout the 2.5 years, I did get dandruff, and when I got dandruff, it was really hard for me to figure out how to get rid of it. I did feel while I had the dandruff that it stalled my hair growing process, like literally. So I believe in healthy scalp, healthy hair, fast hair growth. Just live by those rules. One other thing, I don't cut my hair. I forgot to mention that. I don't get my hair like cut off the ends no more. What I started doing is once every 2 months, or once I find a really bad split end, I bought these scissors from my local beauty store. They were about $3. And what I do is, if I'll see a split end, I'll just clip it off. Let me see if I find one real quick for you guys, so I could just show you how I do it. And I think this really has been helping, really. And I find it much better because, like, you know, not all my ends on the bottom is split. So if the hairstylist is just cutting off like 1 inch of my hair, like, he could still be cutting off healthy hair, you know? And it will be like just stalling the process. Alright, I finally found one about 10 minutes later, but I got it. Let me see if I could get it to show on camera. Alright, it's really hard to see. But let me see if I find a picture online that I'll put up for you right now. Alright. That was a better picture of what a split end would look like when you find it. They're pretty easy to see once you find it. And what I'll do is just snip it at the end. These are just a few of my tips. There are more things. If you guys want to know more about more facts in general, any questions that you have, please don't forget to comment down in the comment box, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.